Let's see. Yeah, started out the morning already. My dad has a very, let's start here. My dad has a very negative view of the word debate. He only applies it to certain things that are worldly, not of God, and are completely a waste of time. And I'm like, I don't know why he's so hung up on this word. So I constructed a text real quick. I'll send it to him later. And I was just telling him, look, everything, whether you realize it or not, even you debate things. Things as simple as, should I take a shower now or maybe I'll wait a little? I'll do it later. Or what should I have for dinner? Should I have hot dogs or hamburgers? Or, what would I like for dessert? Cookies or ice cream? Those things are debates. And I told him, without debate, zero decisions are made. Thank God for debates. It's just funny the way his mind works. Okay, so let's see here. What is today's date? Today's date is the 20th. So I missed you. Did I do yesterday's? No, I did yesterday's. So July 20th. Be a source of pleasure. No one wants to hear about your problems and troubles. Listen to your target's complaints, but more important, distract them from their problems by giving them pleasure. Do this often enough and they will fall under your spell. An energetic presence is more charming than lethargy, which hints at boredom, an enormous social taboo, and elegance and style will usually win out over vulgarity, since most people like to associate themselves with whatever they think is elevated and cultured. Be a source of pleasure. Daily law, being lighthearted and fun is always more charming than being serious and critical. I like that. That's what I try to be, is lighthearted and fun all the time. Life is too short to take seriously 100% of the time. Take serious moments serious, and in between, stay lighthearted and have fun. All right. Well, let's hit the road. Where's my gate opener? And have some drink. Yeah, my dad's a funny guy. He has like this interesting air about him where I think he I think he fancies himself an authority to a certain degree, like like an authority in biblical study, and I think he thinks he's got like this. I don't know. It's this weird thing about him. Hmm. Like he's if you can like imagine someone who's like stuck up, like looking down their nose at other people. That's how he is as a Christian when it comes to the world and like people who are not, in his mind, saved. He looks down his nose at them, which is unfortunate because a certain level of compassion, I believe, is way more useful and will take you a lot further in life than this better than attitude that some people, like my dad, tend to have. And then if you were to confront him on this, he'd probably say something like, He's like, I don't think he'll probably say something like, I don't think I'm better than anybody else. We're all sinners. That's his catch all. And to a certain degree, he's right. You know, for all have sinned and have fallen short of the glory of God. That's a verse in the Bible. But it's his attitude. Other than that, that's very strange. I don't know. And it comes out in conversations like I'm having with him now. Like he's really stuck on that word debate for some reason. So yeah, that's the conversation I'm in the middle of with him. And to be honest, like every thought process humans have is a form of debate. You know, as he was there constructing his text to me, you know, he's choosing which words to use, you know, how to phrase the idea he has in his head. That's all a form of intellectual debate. You're mentally, you know, weighing this against that. There's nothing wrong with that. And he has like a weird issue with it, which I find very fascinating. Like, how do people get like this? You know, to be honest, as soon as I said that, I think people who don't like to think and just want their thinking thought for them, they want to be hand served. This is what you should be thinking, and this is how you should feel about the world. I think he's one of those people. And to kind of like figure it out on his own, I don't know. Something about that rubs him the wrong way. Let's see what this says. Okay. Hopefully, I can get onto my interchange. It said something about 2 lanes closed at the 405 and the 101, but normally if there's like they block off an interchange, they'll have like detours. It'll say that use detour. So I don't think they would block off what I need, but I can't be 100% sure. And then sometimes they'll block stuff off like that, and then when they're finished, they'll forget to take down the sign or turn it off. Like it's fine right here at the 405 and the 101. I don't see any lanes. It said two lanes. That's what it said. But I don't see any cones or anything blocked off. So I think that might have been maybe for over the weekend, and the sign is just still up. It's normally the case. They do that a lot. That's cool. This truck has indirect lighting, and it's like that purple. It looks almost like how a black light glows purple, but he has it hidden in spots that so you can't get a ticket. I mean, you can see the glow of the light, but you can't see the light itself. That's how you get away with stuff like that. But it looks cool on the trucks when they do that. People do it with their cars. I've seen it on even in the Fast and Furious movies, those little import tricked out little race cars, they have it underneath so it glows on the ground. Like, even as I drive, I'm still thinking about my dad. Even as I'm driving, like right now, which lane should I be in? Should I be in this lane? Should I be in that lane? That's a debate. You're debating which one to use. Everybody does this in everyday life. I don't understand how he doesn't get that. Should I get over now? Maybe I should just stay right here. That's the debate. Anytime two options are weighed, that is a debate. And this is very simple, low-level thinking. It's not a high-level idea to understand. See, the thing is, when I talk about things with people, if I'm wrong, or if it's something I've never considered, I 100% instantly say it. Like, oh, I never thought of that. You actually have a great point. I'm that type of person. I have no ego about any of the things I discuss. And he says things all the time, my dad, that I agree with. And I tell him that. That's a great point. I'll tell him. I think he has a hard time doing that, especially with somebody younger than him, and especially because it's his son. I think that's one of the main issues too. So it's hard for him to concede a point in conversation with me, I think, specifically. But I have a feeling it's with anybody in general, unless it's somebody that he respects, which is probably more to the point that he doesn't have. There's a certain level of respect that's lacking between him and I, with, I think, more him towards me. Which is unfortunate. And to be honest, it's probably the same way with me towards him. I don't think I respect him as much as he thinks I should. Maybe that's the way to put it. But the problem is I know too much about him. So I see like the little game he plays. And I wonder if he's like this with everybody. I really do. I really wonder how often he's like this with people. That's one of the things, like, growing up, I always caught with him. And I'm not the only one that's commented on this. My mom has said it also. My sister's even caught it. But growing up, like, he always seemed to be so, like, charming and gracious with other people in a way that I remember thinking, even as a kid, like watching him interact with other people, like, "Oh, you're never like that with us. Like, why don't you act like that with us?" I mean, you could hear like the honey dripping off of his voice. That's the best way to put it. It was very odd. So that's why, like, to a certain degree, there's a very, the phrase that instantly popped into my mind when I was wanted to say this was like an untrusting. There's a level of distrust with him because he's like different people with different people. I don't respect that. I don't. I love my dad to death, but there's certain things about him that are just not worthy of respect. Because I don't trust anybody who's different people with different people. There's something not right about that. I'm the same with everyone. Who I am is exactly who I am. It doesn't change. Like my personality and my character, my interactions are always the same. But I remember that. I actually haven't thought about that in forever. It's like my childhood, like how my dad is like that. I guess this is why I didn't have a very strong male role model in my life, especially in my dad, because I saw things like that I didn't like. I'm like, why would I try to model myself after someone who does? Especially when I was young, when he was an alcoholic. Like I remember, I don't want to ever be. It started out then. I don't want to be like that. That's like the foundation that he set when it came to his example as a male, then as a parent and a father. It started out very young with "I don't want to be like you." That's kind of sad to even be able to say. Yeah, I don't even know what it's like to have like a good parental role model. Not even in my mom. I mean, I guess I guess I'll cut them both a little slack. Say there's small things in each of them that maybe were worthy of retaining in terms of like a good example they might have set, but I can't even think of much of them right now. Even as I'm saying it, I don't know. Have more coffee. Well, that's funny. I guess it kind of fits with that page. like calculated charm. Like if you're charming, you should be that just all the time. But when I see like people like my dad who are selectively like that, and not even like that with people who are supposed to mean the most to you, that's when I start to like, okay, no, I don't trust you. Oh, that's, you know what? That's now that I think about it, when we used to start to come out, like, see the difference in my dad is like when the most obvious moment when I was like, ew, this is kind of gross to see, is like when he invited us when he first started going to church. And I forget what the occasion was that we all went to his church. And he was like introducing us to people, but like the tone in his voice and like just mostly that, like I can even hear it now in my head. I remember thinking to myself, what the heck? Like, I don't even know who this guy is. Not once have I ever heard you talk to my mom that way. Not once have I ever heard you talk to us that way. Like, it's literally that. There was honey dripping off his tongue. Very weird. I could even do it. I could even mimic it. Like when he would greet somebody, hi, oh, it's so good to meet you. Good to see you. It's been like, this is my wife and my son. And you could sound like that. Like, oh, what? Like, this is crazy. What are you? This is very strange to see somebody's personality just flip. And with strangers, like, this is not even your family. I guess your family in Christ. I guess. I mean, that's his spiritual family. But that's what means more to him, I guess, than the family that God blessed him with. We're just sinners. More so because we're not saved. That's another thing he'll do is like we're all sinners. You know, nobody's without sin. But there's like a level of better than with my dad because first he's a Christian, and then second because of the church he goes to. See, it gets even so weird with him. Because it'll be like, oh, that person's a Christian. Oh, but he doesn't go to Grace Community Church. Oh no, yeah, that's not a real Christian church. Like, oh gosh, okay. I already mentioned this like in another video. Like, I've been to a bunch of different Christian churches. Like, I've been to Faith Baptist, Shepherd of the Hills, Church on the Way. I've been to my dad's church. It's called Grace Community. I've been to a bunch of different churches. And these are all pretty big churches. These aren't little like street corner churches. These are huge facilities, huge congregations. And they're all the same. They're all the same. They're no different. You know, the style of the preachers all tend to be, you know, pretty much the same. But there's like that need in my dad to have some sort of level of it's like an elitist mentality. Like he has to be in like it's the safety committee. It's the exact thing that I said. He's in that special little group among not only is he in the special group, he's in the special group within the special group. That's like a very deep like psychological like like need that has to be met. What the heck I just ran over? Thank goodness for this time of day to be driving out here, because it's just almost completely empty. I prefer it that way. I think if you were the only word that my dad might make him understand the, I want to say the importance, but like the fundamental nature of what a debate is the ability and the, how would I say this, the power of, I guess I would have to use the word discernment. I think discernment is a word he might understand. I believe I have to look it up because I don't know the exact definition off the top of my head, but to be able to discern is to be able to like separate like what is from what isn't. You know, to be able to understand what is true and what is not. Like that like to have a level of discernment is to be able to like, you know, weed out what like right from wrong, like, you know, maybe I shouldn't be doing that, or, you know, maybe okay, I should be doing this. That's all discernment, but that's like almost like debate. But I'm not 100% accurate on that. I know for sure, so I have to look up the definition of that. But it's the only other word that comes to mind that might make him understand, like, kind of what debating is. It's like this intuitive kind of, you know, this from that. You have to be discerning. Alrighty, so my lane and exit is open. I am about to exit. Thank goodness. Hear my car winding down. All right, making my exit. Alrighty, here I am. That's probably what I'll name this video. The debate. Boop. Wow, they put all kinds of weird cones on this. Like, I wonder why they're on these two parking spots. I don't see any reason why, but the one I always park in just happens to be open. It's right next to it. But those other ones, really, they really don't want anybody to park there. That's crazy. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cones to block off 2 parking spots. That seems excessive. All right, I've arrived. Finished my coffee, and everybody have a great day.